Hello, everybody, and you are listening to Pocket Full of Stories, all the original stories by yours truly. So, in the last segment, we reached to the part where they reach Iris's house and they are greeted by a lady. They talked about some supernatural things, how things are going and what is what, etc. etc. Now they have reached Iris's place, and Finn doesn't know what to do, how to react to it. He is basically awkward because he's never been to anybody else's house, especially somebody supernatural. So let's get started and let's see what it has stored. Sorry, don't mind me, I just suddenly out of nowhere I got nervous. Anyway, let's start. Iris and Finn knocked on the door. When the door opened, Finn was greeted by a beautiful violet-eyed lady. She was wearing a bit older clothes, but that did not stop her from looking very pretty. But the more he looked, the more motherly feeling he got from her. And before he could introduce himself, the lady exclaimed, "Me puella, te domu." To which Iris replied, "Etiem matrem, sum tam felix adde." And her mother replied, "Cases is puer pultu." Iris got a little annoyed from what he saw and yelled, "Ma, nolit ma incomede." So her mom replied, "Commodo banc invidium ego sum vobis, que semprem fuit sic." To which Iris just replied, "Ma," and went in the house and just ran upstairs. She did not even bother to see if Finn was following her. She got that bit annoyed. Finn was just standing there awkwardly while Iris's mom was looking over there. She turned to Finn and said, "I'm so sorry for my child. She always acts out whenever she comes home. She just doesn't like talking to her mother." Finn smiled and stood there awkwardly. Iris's mom said, "Please come in. Don't be weird about this. My name is, well, we all have a very common name and mine is Violet as usual. But, I have different name, son, but we all are called Violet, so how about you work with that?" So he put his hand out and said, "Nice to meet you, Miss Violet. I am Finn, Iris's friend." She shook his hand and held on to it for a while. She looked right him in the eyes and said, "You are different. Not human, but human enough. Are you here for a reason with my daughter?" He said, "Yes, she brought me here because she was taking me to a place called Diribiti, and I have no idea what that is or why she was doing that. All she said that she wanted to discover me and wanted to help me discover myself. Violet patted him on his shoulder and said, "Don't worry, son. That place is not bad. It's a place where you go to meet the oracle who will tell you about your past, present, and future. But also you need to be very specific about your questions." Finn asked, "Oracle, what do you mean by that?" Violet replied, "Oracle is somebody who knows everything. Like a prophet, but not exactly. Oracles are the ones who create prophets. They are basically, at least in Greek mythology, are known as fates." Finn was a little shocked. He had read about the fates, but he never realized that he would be meeting one in person. What can I expect when I go to Diribiti? Finn asked. Violet, with a soft smile, replied, "Don't worry. Iris will tell you everything. She has been through that. Every child who is born here goes through that. The children born outside this area are never told about it. But many do come here to know about their past, present, and future. To human eyes, it may look like a shop of a mere prophet, a mere witch, which people think are just hoax, tarot card readers, sort of. But here we actually know what they are and what it looks like. Come, sit down with me. Let's wait till she calms down. Once she's quiet, she will come downstairs and talk." Finn settled down at the dining table as he saw Violet work in the kitchen. "I'm curious, Miss Violet. I don't see Iris's father." Violet turned and replied, "Oh, he's at the sea. He will be coming home 10 days later. He's helping the sharks and the dolphins and every sea creature migrate, especially sharks. Iris might have told you how he is a nymph." Yes, Miss Violet. She did mention that. I thought I would get to meet him." "No, son. I'm sorry. He's not here. But you can stay here for 10 days if you want to meet. I don't mind. The more the merrier." Finn blushed and said, "No, I think meeting you is enough for today." Violet chuckled a little and went on with her work. Iris came downstairs and sat beside Finn. Finn turned to her and asked, "I heard you argue with your mom, but I did not understand a word you were saying." She replied, "We were talking in Latin. It's kind of like our mother tongue. We also speak English, Greek, French. You say it, we got it. But we prefer to talk in Latin. It's easier for us. So you can understand any language?" Finn asked curiously. To which Iris said, "Not really. If we picked that subject to study in our school, we learned that." Finn was shocked. He did not know that there was a school here for them. "You have a school here?" Iris smiled and said, "Of course we have. We are not illiterate. We go to school, we have a little college here, just a local, of course. Humans don't see it. It's rather in the forest. Not really in, but it's there. It's all because of the goddess I was talking about." Violet heard them talking about the goddess and said, "I told you, honey, it's not a goddess. She was as human as she was fair. If it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be here." Iris said, "But Mom, doesn't that make her a goddess?" Violet said, "No. What makes her a goddess is that she was a savior. But we don't name every savior as a goddess now, do we? She prefers to be called not as a goddess but as a warrior." Finn thought that he just heard a present tense used. He asked, "You mean she's real? She's alive right now?" Violet said, "It is said that she is alive right now. She lives in the forest, right in the center, and that is a barricade between the human realm and the magic." Finn thought, "This is just too much to take in. I need to leave before anybody finds out." But he was still intrigued about knowing what he was, and from what he heard, that Diribiti is closer to human and magic, both the realms. He could make a run out after he's been there. He doesn't know how to get out from here, and he's not even sure if he will make it out without getting a touch of magic. Iris asked Violet, "Mom, can I have some crowns? I have not got the exchange and I just have these dollars here." Violet brought out her purse and poured a large number of coins on the table. When Finn looked at one of the coins, he saw it had a crown on its heads, and at the other end there were some 6 elements, not elements per se, but looked like hobbies. He was very confused with these kind of coins, but these were the money that were needed to get where they wanted to. He tossed few of the coins in his back pocket and made sure that nobody saw him. Iris said, "Mom, we have to leave. I might come back soon. I might leave Finn back at the place and come. Or we both will. We are not sure." Violet came and hugged her daughter and said, "Please don't be late. Your father is always worried about you. At least call sometime." Iris said, "Sure, Mom, sure." She took Finn's hand and they walked out of the house, waving goodbye to Violet. But what they did not know is, when will they return? Are they coming back or are they not? That question hung as Violet had a tear drop from her eye She knew that her daughter is going for an adventure,